Hello, everyone, and welcome to another Motivational Monday on Justin and the Food Entrepreneurs podcast. I'm Justin Bizzarro. I'm the host. That's Bizzarro, in case anyone out there wants to know. And you can find me on Instagram at Justin Bizzarro, and you can find this podcast at Justin and the Food Entrepreneurs on both Instagram and Facebook. And if you're interested in being on the podcast, you can contact me, Justin at thefoodentrepreneurs.com. And thank you, everyone, for listening in. It's been 51 episodes, over 50 episodes, kind of crazy. We've recorded a lot more. Thank you to all the food entrepreneurs who have been on the podcast. Thank you, everyone in all 43 countries for listening in. I love you guys. I love all the fans. It's extremely humbling, and it's amazing that there's so many people out there listening in and downloading what we're doing here. So thank you guys very much. So anyone that follows Deborah and I on Instagram or Facebook, Deborah Michas being my co-host and my amazing significant other and business partner, knows that Deborah and I were at Walt Disney World for our birthday. We went to Hollywood Studios and Epcot Center, and I guarantee it's probably the happiest place on earth. I believe in that a lot, and I like traveling, but there's something about Disney World that just my dreams, just dreaming big and being a kid and doing the things that make us who we are and all of the things that are so amazing. So that all being said, today's quote is going to be from Walt Disney. And Walt Disney's quote that I'm going to use today is this, quote, "Get a good idea, stay with it, dog it, and work at it until it's done and done right." End quote. I'll say it again, quote, "Get a good idea and stay with it, dog it, and work at it until it's done and done right." Now think about this, and I'll get more into the quote, but Walt Disney World started a business by drawing a mouse. And while there was Oswald the Rabbit before Mickey the Mouse and Steamboat Willie, which made him famous, he had a dream that he was going to change the world through cartoons. And he did, and it was an idea, and now look at his legacy. His legacy is still creating dreams. I mean, Walt Disney World is an amazing place, but Walt Disney, the company, they own ABC, they own ESPN, they own Marvel Studios, they own Lucasfilms. So, I mean, you think about it, they've cornered a market. I mean, the newest movie that just came out, Marvel's Avengers Endgame, saw it with Deborah the other night. I won't do any spoilers, but holy crap, that movie was amazing. It blew my mind. And it's so amazing to have Disney involved in these stories and the things that are going on because they're so cool. And I know they're based on comic books and sci-fi, and people are going to think I'm a dork, but oh well. It's amazing what people are doing with movies. It's amazing the dreams that are created and the things that are being done through movies and the special effects and the music and the characters that are developed and the careers that are being made for these actors and actresses through Walt Disney. Think about this. The Walt Disney Company, you could say the Mickey Mouse Club, Justin Timberlake, Christina Aguilera, Britney Spears, and then you have movies and careers that have just blossomed out of Walt Disney and the films that they've made and characters and Marvel, again, Chris Evans and Scarlett Johansson, all good actors, Robert Downey Jr., but they played these roles in these movies and they became superstars. So back to the quote. The actors and actresses that are in Walt Disney movies are dreamers. They dreamt about being actors and actresses and they're living their careers. But this is the same that's true for us as entrepreneurs. We need to dream big. Just take a moment to think about it. Sometimes we get so caught up in what we're doing every day and what's going on or what's going wrong or what we need to do in our business that we forget to dream what's going big. And we lose sight of what we're trying to do in the direction we're going. So that being said, while Walt Disney wasn't behind everything because Michael Eisner is running it, now Bob Iger is running it, and different people have put their approach on it, but the company has grown. The company has had dreams of being a big company, and it's fulfilled a lot of dreams. There's a lot of people that are behind the scenes that have dreamt of making cartoons. or computer animation or anything like that that has become so amazingly popular. They're creating careers as a company, and they're releasing how many movies? I mean, you have the Star Wars movies coming out. You have the Disney movies, the remake of Lion King, the remake of Aladdin. They've already done the remake, or I should say not remake. It's actually the live version of, so I guess it's not a remake. Or it is a remake. But whatever, it's in Jungle Book and another Mary Poppins Returns, and they're taking all these things plus releasing new movies. I mean, like Coco, which at Epcot Center and things like that, it was cool to see because they sort of do this international festival and things like that. So, or international showcase, I should say, not festival. I was there for the Flower Festival also, which was cool. But Deborah and I got to be kids for 2 days while we were there and live our dreams. And we're not in the movies. We're not doing anything. We just get to go there and be us, just the two of us, having fun, riding rides, and everything like that. Actually, I got a little side story. So at Epcot Center, they have this ride. It's called Space Mission or Mission to Space. And it literally gives you, it's probably the closest legal ride for a consumer or a person to ride at a theme park, because I don't get sick on rides. I love all the rides. I love everything. This thing messed us up. We got on this space mission ride, and it launches you into space and then slingshots you past the moon. And I was almost crying to get off this thing. I was screaming murder. I was like, oh my God. I was like, where is the panic button to get this thing to stop and get me off it? Because I don't want to be on it anymore. But literally, I'm not kidding you. We get off this ride, and this poor woman's laying on a bench on her husband, holding onto the rail for dear life. We get outside the ride, and in between the trash cans that are out there is vomit. This ride was some serious business. And not only that, they literally warn you, do you want the less intense ride or the more intense ride? We're like, why? We should go the more intense ride. They hand you a card. Make sure you read it. I mean, they warn you 3,000 times to not get on this ride. That should have been a symbol that it shouldn't be more intense. Deborah and I are both getting off this thing, white as can be, blood sugar, anything. We're like, oh my gosh, how do we recover this day? It messed me up so bad. And the next morning when we were flying on the airplane taking off was making my body feel similar things. It was still so screwed up. But all that being said, not a bad experience. I didn't throw up. I would probably do the ride again. Now that I know what's going on, I'd have to prepare myself. But it was pretty awesome. It was an awesome time. Still had a great day in Epcot Center. Walt Disney World is the place. And it's just pretty amazing. And Deborah and I had been there before. We did Animal Kingdom and Magic Kingdom the last time we were there about 3 years ago. And we got to live our dreams. And it's a great thing. Like, I had this experience growing up where my parents basically owned some land in Florida. We go down there every Christmas and every Easter to go away as a family unit, to get away from the farm and just take time to be a family. And we go to Walt Disney World and Busch Gardens and SeaWorld and Universal Studios. That's all down there. But Walt Disney World always holds a special place in my heart. I dreamed as a kid. Like, I always knew and was fascinated by the business model from a very young age and what was going on, not only from the movies and the dreams and the lessons that the movies taught, but the parks and the way they were run and just the joy I had doing it. And I wish I would have taken it more in as a kid. So if there's any kids listening to this episode, really enjoy your experiences there. And any parents that are taking their kids there, it's an amazing thing because you're creating an environment for those kids to go be creative. I mean, really get them to look at it and tell them about the entrepreneurism of Walt Disney and what he did and all the entrepreneurs that have come up since that, Pixar, entrepreneurial endeavor that Disney now owns, Marvel Studios, Stan Lee, entrepreneurial endeavor to do comic books, Lucasfilm Film, again, Lucas, entrepreneur. Even though he directed films, he created the Star Wars movies and the Indiana Jones franchises and all of these things that are just so incredible. So this episode is about dreaming big. And anyone that's listening in, you need to have these huge dreams and they're part of having goals and happiness and striving towards something. It doesn't mean you're always going to get them, but if you have big dreams, You can put them down on a vision board, and you can have these things and look at it every day and say, okay, what am I going to do every day to get to my dreams? Okay, and you can apply it to your kids. What am I going to do every day to give my kids a better life, or give them the lessons they need to be entrepreneurs, or the lessons they need to be good people and handle the world as it needs to be done? I think it's all important. So how do we do that every day? How do we look at it every day, taking one day at a time to get to our big dreams? We all have different dreams, and we have different business dreams, and we have different entrepreneurial dreams if we're entrepreneurs, but it's dreaming big. That's what Walt Disney World is. And I have been lucky enough where my family has always taken me there. Deborah has been willing to go there, and actually not only willing, but wanted to go. I shouldn't say willing, that's not the right term. But wanting to go there and have a blast and just be kids. Because guess what? When you're a kid, your mind has no boundaries. We boundary ourselves after we get out of school and we get into corporate America and we get in these jobs that are very, very confining because they're so specific in the job and the duty we have to do every day. It kills our creativity. And I'm not talking about artist creativity. I'm talking about the creativity to be able to do things better. And yes, do we get to do that in corporate America? Yes, do we get to try to take our jobs and try to make them better? That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is the overall creativity to better the world. Because we do that as entrepreneurs. We better the world. We dream big. Look what Walt Disney has done for children for, I don't even know, since the 1930s, basically. So almost 100 years. I think Mickey just turned 90 years old. So there you go, 90 years. Happy birthday, Mickey. You're awesome. And here's the thing. I have Mickey Mouse on my Apple Watch. Why? Because it reminds me of that just drawing a mouse made what today is a super business, an entrepreneurial endeavor to draw cartoons, made theme parks all over the world. The whole world knows who Mickey Mouse is. If there's a person in the world that doesn't know who Mickey Mouse is, I'd be pretty surprised. He's probably the most well-known celebrity on the planet, and he's a cartoon. Think about that. One man's dream in Anaheim, California, or thereabouts, dreamt of a mouse and putting him into a cartoon, Steamboat Willie's drawn, and there's Mickey Mouse whistling away, driving a steamboat. And the rest is history, as they would say. But he created something and he followed his dream. So you'd never know what thing's going to work. And Walt Disney actually had Oswald the rabbit, I believe, before Mickey. But Oswald didn't get the celebrityness that Mickey did. Mickey did it. Mickey, for some reason, he kept trying, and then he decided to draw a mouse, and Mickey Mouse became a superstar. I really wish Walt Disney would actually create another Mickey Mouse movie. I'd be all for it, or like a real one, or I don't know how they would do it, and bring back some Pluto and some Goofy. It'd be kind of fun, but it'd be hard to live up to what they've already done, so I get it. But the point is that dreaming big is what we need to do. It's what our brains are designed that way. We're dreamers as human beings. The world that we live in was someone's dream or entrepreneurial journey. Electricity, Edison, nuclear power, Einstein. There's things that people have done, houses, electricity, Benjamin Franklin and the key, currency and the way things are done. These things were people's idea. Flying, the Wright brothers, bicycles and telephones and all the things cell phones. Someone dreamt of doing these things. These weren't created out of nowhere. People were dreamers that thought maybe this could be a way of doing things. Podcasts. I'm on one right now. Someone obviously dreamt it was a good idea because now everyone's doing podcasts. I am not alone by far. There are so many podcasters out there doing podcasts. So my point being is we need to dream big, and we need to encourage dream building in our children and in us and in our businesses and in our employees. Yeah, let our employees dream. We are as entrepreneurs, we are dream creators, and in our own businesses, we create dreams for ourselves and for the people around us, and we are dream executors for our employees. Our employees work for us. They work for us because they need money, because they need to go live their dreams and have a house and a home or an apartment and raise their kids and go on vacations and things like that. So we get to enable their dreams. We're dream enablers. There's a hashtag. And everything that we do, we never know where we're going to make a difference. Think about this. Walt Disney drew one mouse. And now think about how many people the Walt Disney Company employs across the board. It'll blow your mind. How big of a company is it? And it's traded on the stock market. So don't ever not follow your dreams. Don't ever not pursue them, because you never know the impact you're going to have on the world. I guarantee you that a lot of families have had some of the most memorable moments at Walt Disney World or during a Disney movie. And that's pretty incredible. I know there's a lot of mine in my youth at Walt Disney World. It's been amazing. I remember when they opened Hollywood Studios. I remember when they opened Animal Kingdom, as I was growing up, and the impact of that and how excited I was. And now I'm excited because they're doing a whole Star Wars land, and I'm hoping they'll do a whole Marvel land or create another park. I mean, a fifth park has got to be somewhere around that only focuses on Marvel, and maybe even a sixth park that only focuses on Star Wars. I mean, how great would that be, right? And the food vendors they support. I mean, Impossible Burger. And those of you who don't know who Impossible Burger is, they're basically a vegetable-based protein that's replacing animal proteins. And so there's Impossible Burger meatballs and burgers in Walt Disney World. They're supporting these food entrepreneurs at Walt Disney World. And so dream builders are what we are as a company, and that's what Walt Disney World has always prided itself on, is they are dream builders, but we are too as entrepreneurs. So if you're having problems in your business, or you're wondering what's going on, or you're having hardship, think about how you can dream and how you can execute it, how you can build dreams for your employees. Get your employees involved in your business. Walt Disney isn't the company because of its leaders or just Walt Disney. He was the entrepreneur that dreamt it, but Walt Disney gets their employees involved. Every employee, I believe, has to dress up as a mascot one day a year and go out there and feel what it's like and be a kid and bring joy and happiness to the people at the parks. I encourage everyone to do this. Get your employees involved in your business. Let them take ownership. Empower them. Ask them what their dreams are. If they were part of the business, what do they think? That doesn't mean you need to listen to every idea, but you never know. Someone's going to have something that'll change you or change your business or make you successful. So I'm going to end on this note, and all I'm going to say is dream big, so big, and go pursue those dreams every day. Take one step closer to those dreams. And once you've gotten where you can gotten practice of taking just one step to get to those dreams, take 2 steps a day towards those dreams. And when that becomes a habit, take 3 steps a day towards those dreams. But keep dreaming big. Encourage your kids to dream big and get them involved in your entrepreneurial business, and tell them that they can have anything they want in life. They just got to go get it. We have the chance to teach the entrepreneurs of tomorrow. We have a chance to encourage them to go get their dreams. We have a chance to go encourage the next generation to have a work ethic. Let's teach it to them. Everyone talks about how lazy the next generation is. Well, that's great that we notice it. It's great finding the snake in the garden. How about let's kill the snake in the garden by teaching work ethic through ourselves as entrepreneurs. Take someone under your wing. Teach them. That's all you got to do is put in your time. Give back. Do what we're doing with the podcast. Help educate people. Help tell people a story. Get them to listen to podcasts. There's so many great stories. So thank you for everyone for listening in. Be motivated this Monday. Be motivated this week. And go out there and dream big. And thank you everyone for listening in. If you like what we're doing on the podcast, please share it with your friends and family and tell them to listen in. And if you want to be on the podcast, email me, justin@thefoodentrepreneurs.com. And reach out to us on Facebook and Instagram. Follow us, like us, whatever you need to do, at Justin the Food Entrepreneurs. Thank you to everyone for listening in, and have a great day.